responsibilities in a what must have been like a split-second decision to be made.
Oh, definitely. DA.
Small things.
Small things and small points for DA on this side.
Aren't they all? Until they kind of accumulate.
I suppose, yeah. Unfortunately, they're not accumulating for this team.
That's a whole other fact.
How many more times do you need me to burn DA in this? It's a bit unfortunate for them how things have gone down. I think that, given that M-Force was pushing around for them on the previous game, they should have been able to probably shut that down against M-Force, but it was not to be.
I mean, they just have to. I mean, Martin talked to me today about positive mindset.
Yeah.
Instead of saying I lost, they can say we were just behind the world champions.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Positive mindset, James.
And it's a long-form circuit where you're looking...
Exactly.
I'm not going to do the same spiel I just did.
Exactly. In the meantime, now we see the last couple of teams that have yet to make landfall in Circle 1 make their way on down. It was a very south-to-north plane path, kind of alerting, or I should say falsely giving the comfort to teams like Full Tip and Question Mark that go as far north as you please, because we'll have a circle that is going to send up once more. And obviously those teams have a bit of a longer transition down towards the south. Circle is closing in, though. 3 minutes to go until it will be connected as these remaining few teams try and make their way on down. But one thing's for sure, the center, well, there ain't really a whole lot, if anything at all, to come for.
Yeah, the usual spots have all really been taken.
Yeah.
The north edge of the circle that we kind of talked about in the previous time we kind of had this circle, but of course it was a little bit more south. All of that was not taken in the last one. It's not really taken in this one either. So yes, there's room to get into the circle, but depending on where these shifts go, you could be very sad if you pitch up north. And right now, Navi is kind of, for the most part, realizing that. They want something a little bit further towards the south, as we have another code dropping.
Read it, James.
It's 9 little... I can't do this one. It's really difficult.
It is pretty tricky, isn't it? A lot of X's in there.
Yeah.
Doesn't exactly make it any easy. In the meantime, Howl trying to rack up some early points and at least try and scare teams off in another direction. Oh,
no.
I was going to give Lasse credit for a long-range headshot, but then Example told Melman, bro, you want to see this new, really cool DMR that's like the best DMR in the game? And then he shot Melman in the head.
They can't catch a break.
No. Well, I mean, that one I'm not even going to feel bad for them for, because that was done themselves.
That is true.
That's quite a lot of the other mistakes so far in this final assessment.
M-Force might not catch a break here with Twisted Minds perched up, good to go. Batulin sprays down Veronica very, very quickly. Spiro finishes it off using the Karus moving cover maybe. No, we're just kind of want to move that way and try and find some more M-Force members. And might see Ribbons in the distance as he's just jogging on up that hill, but I think he'll be okay for the moment.
Norkis is playing a 1v61 in the odds of who will get the circle. Sole player on Los Hijos Island, or Prison Island, whatever you want to call it. And in just about a minute's time, we will see if he will be victorious in the Miramar Roulette.
I was going to say, if this was a roulette table, I would not put my chips on Norkis right now.
Well, I mean, then you wouldn't be winning big, would you?
No, but I'd put them elsewhere. I'd put them on James, considering his position.
Yeah.
I'm playing the averages here,
or DA.
Toby.
DA, there we have seen a lot of circles go there. What do you mean? We always go to that position in the northeast.
Yeah, we
I do kind of want it to go down to Norkis, though. Even though it's the final Miramar of the entire tournament, there's a whole hell of a lot of things on the line. For the sake of insanity and entertainment, it would be quite entertaining.
I mean, do you know one location I've never ever said in my PUBG esports career?
Minas del Sur.
Minas del Sur. And now I've said it.
Minas del Sur.
Del Sur, yeah. Well, I'm not exactly American, but my accent's warped over the time.
Hands are they just covering up the map so we can't see where it goes?
Looked like a gut punch. What was that?
Yeah, it was them hearing you say Minas del Sur.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see, Circle. Oh, Circle, once in the chat if you think it goes to the island, two if you think it doesn't. Where are we headed? How brutal will this one be? There is a chance, but it's a small one. But for the esports, they're happy.
Guess what, Toby?
I think I saw a game yesterday that ended in an area pretty similar to this one.
Yes, you did. So, with that being said, we know this terrain well. I already knew it well because I'd seen so many damn games in this location before anyway. So let's see how it's going, because Howl is trying to make for a very important location.
Yes.
Things kind of already set up there, though. You see an Exalt come on that west side early to try and get some of those compounds along the south of it. But yeah, if you're the Woo, if you're technically Howl for a moment, if you're Ding, you're feeling pretty confident right now.
If you're Marsalek, you're feeling in trouble because your entire team is currently making their way, actually has made their way over to the southern island, but the train left without him. So he's sat on the other side. We know now that BBL is down by the crossroads. I'm not sure exactly how Polish Powers Marsalek is opting to regroup with the team. That should be if something like this happens where Question Mark gives him a room for crossing on over.
Michael just saying, please, please.
Put me down, damn it!
I can't do it in the Newcastle accent, but, you know.
You can say it like T-Bone. What would you have said?
Well, yeah, I could have, but it's not T-Bone Knox. I'm not going to.
Fair. In the meantime, Garexi finds Petulins. That's one down. His face tries to clear out Chumacera before leaving and making their way further forward. Twisted Minds IGL falls and Nox continues. Skill effects, lops and nades start shooting as well. Finds two. Ribbons and Spiro falls. They're now aware there's two teams in the nearby vicinity.
Yeah, trying to move up against Twisted Minds and finding himself extra angles. Whilst these two are knocked, it could be the easy opportunity for them to be able to put the nail in the coffin here for Twisted Minds, but not going to be the case. Doesn't want to go too far forwards, understanding that it could be very vulnerable if he does. Garexi falls back to the wall for the moment, and these mollies not really going to connect too much.
It's so clear to see what he's trying to do here, Fix. He doesn't want to go green, he doesn't want to be in the open, but he also knows that there are knocks available down the hillside. He really wants them, but does not wish to overcommit because you do not want to get spotted out of there in the open. Saw one, though, not going to connect the shots.
No, bit rough that. As another molly was thrown on in here to try and completely flush them out of this position. Garexi up on this high ground. That's kind of who Twisted Minds is looking for. Foot is gone, though. Oh!
Yeah. Out in 16th, Exalt racking up points. A team they would not want to spoon-feed those points to because that's the 5th place team hunting down Ascendant 4th.
I don't know if we have a replay of that somehow, but if we did, it would be kind of good because Foot were in that compound the whole time, and Exalt just rocked up and beat them handedly.
Pulled up, took him out. Claimed the position, and they're now able to make their way forward from here. In the meantime, up towards Chumacera. Again, we're getting even more company. Look at how much space DA has under their control now. Question mark, well, they peaked. They left. There was many more people than they wanted that to be.
There was a peaking, and
a brief look out over the shoulder as he turned the car around.
A sample of peaking, you know, just a small little bit. Baron Peak would be proud.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that. I like that Marsalek's swimming.
I mean, he might as well. They were driving south, and they know that there's no one around. Issue is if Exalt spots them in the water, they are in trouble. In the meantime, now Enforce, aware, of course, that they have face on one side now, notes that there's question mark on the other. They can't get to their vehicles, and this is not exactly terrain for running around should the circle go south, which it does. Holy water. Are we in for an interesting one here? Plenty of teams north, plenty of teams west. Of course, the next one will shift away, but do we go east to Ding, west to Ascent, north to Wu? Well, it's impossible to call at this point.
If Wu can hold that 2-2 split somehow throughout this game, they are sitting so pretty. But they're going to rendezvous up in the north location. Don't mind this. I think this compound allows you still a transition method over to the west, but also gives you an option to go east. Whereas the previous compound on that side makes it a lot harder for you to be able to transition to the east. Ooh. So, Fuzzface under a lot of shots. With Polish Power Marsalek, you are stuck.
Speaking of not being able to catch a break, he's been hunted the entire game, and the remaining teammates not really been able to get on the other side just yet. Fuzzface peeked over, tried to apply suppressing fire, found the knock on one, but not more is going to happen. But look at the follow-up. Immediately after BBL catches it in the kill feed, they pull up. They want these points for themselves.
Not bad. A good opportunity here. They already see knocks that have already gone down. How much can they get done, though? You kind of need to get into the buildings fast, because Ascend is actually looking at you from the distance and taking out Smash very quickly. If you're going to make this pull-up, you need to know that they're there. And actually comes around here, escapes, and will actually take him out very quickly alongside the molly that's going to do some damage as well. But Fuzzface is also taking out Clip. What a disaster from Polish Power.
BBL did not have all the information coming into this one. They didn't know of Ascent. They didn't know of Fuzz down by the waterfront. And now, realizing it, but it's simply too late. Michael in trouble, Smash knocked. And I don't think there's any world where BBL recovers from this.
No, indeed. This is absolute disaster. We have ourselves Michael on the outside now. But again, being on the outside causes all sorts of problems. You're being shot at still by Ascend. How in the... Okay.
Don't smoke. Ironic when there's smokes everywhere.
I'm surprised he didn't take more damage from that car, but there you go.
Yeah. Well, Michael is alive. That's all that matters for him right now. I mean, of course, it would have been amazing to have that compound and your teammates alive too. But for now, dealing with what you got to work with, he is alive, but with 1 HP. It's a little ironic that tank right there next to him says, like, flammable, and then they lob a nade right next to it, but it's like, it's just a sign, doesn't matter.
You got to make it thick, you know, just in case anything like this may occur. You know, they plan for grenades, Toby. They plan.
Oh, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. But cigarettes, that's what they can't handle.
That's true.
Yep.
That is true.
Says on the sign. Says on the sign.
Escaption and Full Tilt have done great here when it came to this breach, but they did have a significant amount of help. For BBL, that was just too much. Fuzz is somehow back over the water.
Imagine swimming that far, finding a bike, going yay, and then instantly getting shot. A good thing for Fuzz is that he's still alive.
Doing all right.
And at least for now, should be all right. He does have to regroup with his two teammates, though, as the circle shifts north to be expected. And what better place to go than exactly where we ended the game yesterday. Now, we don't necessarily like repetitive circles, but for all it is, it gave us a very entertaining end game.
It's a good circle, to be honest with you here. Sarvam is going to finish off some question mark down at the bottom. BBL is gone. Full Tilt clears that out because they now need to start moving. Okay, Toby, do you want me to repeat everything I said yesterday about the circle, or can we just assume that we're ready to go?
The viewers know. I want you to talk about Polish powers crossing on over while 6 people are shooting at it.
Red alert! Scary! Care! Oh, actually, not too bad. Help from the other side here. As Norcus, unfortunately, will get completely taken out. But Crunio is going to be one of the only ones remaining here. Still Fuzz is on the beach, and Navi's actually laying in some shots against him. But yeah, Exalt's been able to deal with that quite well.
I mean, Navi played into it from this position yesterday too, and up until the point where FaZe pushed over and ended up taking them out, they were looking very good pushing up on foot from that southern side. So we'll see how they manage to do things similar here in this one. In the meantime, question mark being lit on fire. All of them fall as Sarvam continue to rack up points. They're sat down there in the bottom, but slowly trying to claw their way out of the bottom 5.
4 kills is 4 kills. Yep, you can start leaping with something like that, especially in these moments. However, coming in from the west on this circle, said it so many times yesterday, it's rough. Well, how are they going to do it? They may anticipate maybe a fight down eventually by Full Tilt, and then we will see them just kind of going for some of those kill points. Because again, any transitions you want to make are going to be... The big problem is, sorry to go on a little bit longer.
You are more than welcome to.
Is that now, because all the teams played this circle yesterday, you're seeing more teams completely understand that they can take center positions on this circle in the ridge lines that exist. The teams were using yesterday to try and transition against one another. Now teams are just inhabiting that location.
Yeah.
So there's even more teams, significantly more teams, than yesterday's scenario.
So our eyes are on FaZe as they try to make their committed rotation on through 3, make that 4 in the vehicle. We've seen it before when teams do this. It usually does not end up well, but here they come full speed forward. First one already forward, and that is team's 1 nade. Could be the downfall of the boys in red.
Nice
we'll
nade.
see if it is.
Oh.
First nade connects, finds the knock onto Vex. Second one doesn't, but DA wants all of it. One more nade left forward, as it's just Correxa left alive. Half HP, smoked for days, blind for days. He will be seen, and there he falls. DA not welcoming their neighbors.
Where was that when they were against M-Force in the previous game? That was lovely stuff. I mean, of course, FaZe here really stuck between a rock and a hard place, clumped up, a big damage from nades, huge damage from nades, in fact, but that's DA holding this down. And this is exactly what we were talking about. The fact that these locations are very taken in advance because everybody's reviewed the games from yesterday. They know how to try and approach this location now compared to the previous scenario.
Now the new circle pops. This is crucial. What we see now from Ascent is not something we saw before. All of Ascent was east. They had the compound that Brexco was in. They leave it because they figured this one is going to go east. But just a moment ago, just before FaZe drove down the hill, and when we had Sarvam on the other hillside still, Brexco drove back alone. Claimed that compound for himself, and now Ascent might actually have more than they can chew off here, but very prime real estate on both sides of this valley.
Yeah, I think it's a deterrence play as well, to just make sure, like, okay, so if a team is going to try and move into this location, it is one location where we may be vulnerable over on that east side from. So, well, and so far so good. Sarvam's not moving too much, and they have been warded off a little bit by Brexco. As Exalt down towards the bottom, it's just Molodok here trying to make something happen. They are still in 5th place. Anything they can get here will be very important to keep up with that top 4.
Yep, I like the fact that Molodok starts shooting, because what if What if they find something there? Prexco found by Nixie, and that is suboptimal. Of course, wouldn't have wanted that to happen. They had the real estate on both sides now, forced to commit to one. But again, then maybe at least they don't have to wonder so much what they're going to do. Now, full commit. We'll go east, and then hopefully for them the circle doesn't go west.
But again, kind of what I was saying about Brexco's position, now you see some shots being traded between Ascend and Sarvam. So for Ascend, they're going to be committing smokes to try and deny these lines of sight for the moment, because if you go north, then you're suddenly in the range of other teams. If you go south, you're suddenly in the range of other teams. Sawn-offs are so cool, and they've been so cool all through the 3 days.
They really have. Sawn-off. The sound of Captain America ripping wood apart in slow motion.
Yeah.
Yep, Elliot peeking on over. Realizing that there's quite a few quite a few enemies on this other side of the ridge line. Spots Getrox initially, spots 2, anticipating them to come out on the other side. Spots them. A quick peek through the hole in the smoke. That spots the second one as well. Aim low. Now forced to stop, take the peek and return. Goes down to the blue. But Alia falls as well.
Bit too much of a commitment, actually, with that spray down from Senya here. These guys are still very good at being able to return the fire against you. So, smoke, interesting smoke, from example, to keep this going, as now Ding is trying to move up against the Na'Vi position. That knock on Alia really assisted them so much in any attempt that they're going to be making.
This is a huge fight as well, not so much for DA, but definitely for Ruin and Howl. They need to come out victorious. They found the first knock, DA instantly backing off, knowing the position they're up against, knowing the team that they're trying to deal with. More damage coming through, but Ruin able to connect one onto Code Margo. That's him down. Na'Vi does come out victorious against Ding. As we stay on this fight, Howl now finding the double. The Mad, nice off-angle position.
This is kind of important. If they can take this away from DA, that'd be nice. But the Wu is actually moving up against this as well. They hear the fight, know what's going on. Quizzy, though, is not looking in the right direction at all. Takes a huge amount of shots to the body. And he's going to have to fall away from this. And now Howl is aware that there are other threats looming.
Where is Na'Vi in this as well? They have reset. They've seen the last full tilt player fall. They should be looking north. They should be looking down that hill, as you're saying, James, towards the Howl position. But how exactly does that land look? How exactly does it grant Na'Vi benefits to try and cover that angle? It doesn't. I think that's the matter of the fact they still have to worry about the southern side and therefore can't fully commit towards the north.
So given these positions, when these kinds of circles, I'll always give Na'Vi a bit of an advantage here. It is a nice spot to play from when these circles are going this way. Sarvam's making a big send to try and get across this road. That's their only option there on the west. And if they can push up close to Ascend, and maybe they're in range of nades, but we'll see. We'll see.
Stop down low. See the crate land outside in the blue. Unlucky, but it is what it is. And now, how... I'm not sure they're aware. I mean, they should be aware that Ascent is still alive, because it's been quiet and Brexco felt this before. So as much as they're alive, as long as Ascent is in too, the dream stays alive. And also look at the leaderboard. Second, third, fourth, tied at 87. 2 of the teams being teams that are not guaranteed to qualify. This is as close as can be.
Polish Prow's hoping that some shots come in from other teams as well against M-Forces trying to push around this corner. Flashed.
Had he not flashed himself, that would have been the perfect peek. He does it again. Peek it.
Not going to go for it. Just using it as a delay tactic here. Hearing Dogs's moving on that north side, so he's a little bit scared about the proximity between him and the third player.
Yeah, trying to use it to isolate the angle. I like the idea there. I thought he was going to peek it, but didn't realize Doxa was just above. Now Fuss is peeking over. Now he's trying to apply suppressive fire. All of them just trying to kind of allow Crunio to become that surprise factor in the fight down below. Alia spots a car, spots 1, spots 2. That's info on both. Now goes for the shots, but only connects a few.
It was almost high ground magic for Na'Vi, but yeah, not getting a knock off that does now alert Howl. The sirens are ringing here against Na'Vi. Shots coming out. The Mad, though, I wouldn't be trading with these guys. But even then, if you peek over there, you see the Wu was the one that was shooting Na'Vi as well. So keep your high ground. Keep you guys alive. Play as these circles narrow down.
I know you have utility and fights to come, but when you see someone sat behind a vehicle like that, I would think lobbing one nade down there would be worth the utility. But Alia, not agreeing. Again, they have been looking way more towards the southern side here than towards the north, and I think they're trying to commit now to we got to take one side first. We can't constantly run back and forth. Now they're all 4 sending it down towards the south, having heard the shots being exchanged between Polish Power and M-Force. I think this is what they're going to commit to.
course, going to get sprayed on down here by Fuzzface to start things. He is the only one left alive for a Polish power, but Na'Vi in the distance sees them as well. That's a nade going on through. Just goes past the target. Unfortunate there for Na'Vi, not only to be able to get an extra kill, but also the steal on the one that was down potentially. And that's, well, they're cleaned up anyway. Example decides to just, I'm actually really good at shooting. I'm just going to shoot everything.
Oh, we had to hurry? I'm so sorry. I just, yep, they're down. Let's continue. One player that's not down, though, yet, and can still do a lot of damage. Actually, two, I should say, is Fuzz and Lou. Both still alive on the southeast side.
The problem becomes for how does Lou somehow get up there undetected? We will see. Quizzy here now taking out Howl, and this is where the pinch is going to be felt because Na'Vi is also shooting at them here from the south. Howl, if you're these two teams and you see one of those knocks goes down, you would love to take them out at the moment.
We are late in the game thinking this is a guaranteed high point game for any of these teams still alive, but there are so many solos up right now that if Howl falls without more kills before any other team is eliminated, this is a 4-point game for them.
True. Yeah, there's not many placement points just yet on the board. The Mad shooting through some of that shrubbery against them. Lou finally falls, so those placement points are going to start slowly racking up now as the final solo, or one of the solos has been taken out. But for Howl, they're so condensed. If either the Wu or Na'Vi decides, okay, it's time to get rid of you, it could be very, very swift.
Na'Vi has to peek this, you'd imagine. They're actually shooting down towards Wu now. Howl are not inside the next circle just yet. They have to get over that ridge, and I think they realize that once they do, you can see they actually have to run to that burning car, and Na'Vi will have a perfect angle on them. I'm not sure if Example heard footsteps down there, if he's just sitting and holding the angle, expecting maybe Sarvim to peek across. You can see them running back. Guys, did I hear footsteps? Did Fuzzface move? I'm not sure. He doesn't look like he's been moving. He's sitting very still, and here comes the shot on over. Once again, Na'Vi helping out Howl as best as they can.
Yeah, I do feel like, well, just shoot everything, I guess. I mean, they've already got themselves 7 kills.
So,
yeah, exactly. Example himself has 5, and they're actually trying to take out people as well as steal. That goes up to 9 very quickly. Could easily be 10 in just a few moments' time, as Lass has already been knocked 2.
Fuzz is down as well, so that is more teams out. More points guaranteed for Howl, even in a tricky position. They will fall in 5th, though. So a 7-point game. Make that a 6-point game for them in this match. But still, more than what could have happened had they fallen earlier. But Ascent, still alive. They see the first place team fall. They need to come out with a lot of points here. So far, 4 kills, but at the loss of a player.
Still alive, yeah. Could have been 4 if it had not been that flex out by Brexco. Which seemed at this point a little bit overzealous to try and control all of that area on your own. But the Wu up in the north are looking to try and find themselves a spot. Now, the problem does arise from the fact that Na'Vi has really good lines of sight on a lot of locations that the Wu could even take. So I will be very concerned for them.
I love that Ascent is starting to slowly try and flex out of this this shack, because they know one nade, one molly, that is GG us out of the equation. So trying to split it out just a little bit, while also trying to maintain as much control as possible. But they know for a fact that they are big time surrounded here. So hopefully for them, sooner rather than later, teams will start fighting one another around them.
They're getting away with an amazing transition here. I'm surprised that Na'Vi's allowed them to do that, but they are going to be kind of clutching at straws in terms of the position they have taken. It's going to be a lot of lying down here. Comes some nades. Don't quite connect with as much as they need to. Global Army accesses the weak point of Kiliakai, though. He is, well, okay. Double bang, gone.
That is the player you would not want to lose there, because he was a surprise element. He was the one to weaken the team pushing up on you, that should then allow for Chris and Mika to peek out from inside the warehouse, or from the shack itself. But Na'Vi, they're feeling it. They're pushing forward. Uber spots one, finds the knock. No, he doesn't find the knock on him. As a matter of fact, CC coming out victorious. Example is there for the trade, but the blue is closing in.
Honestly, I feel like for Sarvim, that angle from Na'Vi was very unsuspected, because why is anybody going around here? Like, I don't think it's exactly the right play to be making at this moment, but regardless, as they're now going to be trying to still trade against Sarvim.
Ascent left.
How much can they do against this?
They're backfilling Wu.
This could work.
Wu has no reason to look behind them right now. They came out, they're using the Wu's smokes against them. You see, they're all trying to flash into this. They have no clue that Ascent has left. They're like, what? They're not here? Where
No
have
way.
they gone? Where have they gone? You see the confusion.
It's like phantoms just suddenly disappearing, but behind you, they're going to pop
so
out.
smart.
This is terrifying. They also still have to be wary of the fact that Na'Vi is probably getting the res as well, so they'll be 3 alive. The way in which this game has moved, the teams have moved around one another, is quite surprising to me.
The timing of Mika and Chris is absolute, like as you said, phantom escape in this position. Crucial. Now, they might not win this. Oh, Mika here playing with fire. He needs to take that shot soon. Of course, they want to stay alive for as long as they can. They do not want to give up the position. They want to see Na'Vi and Wu fight. But you have to take that fight soon. Spots2 get the double. Chris finds the first, gets the third as well, and that is going to be Wu out. They get the kills. They get the recent opportunity. But Na'Vi is still here. Top 2 guaranteed. Chris, do you have it in you? Are you on fire? No, you're not. Do you get the first aid off, though?
What was going on with the comms for him to instantly flick and take the second target? That was unbelievable by Ascend here, as now we have Na'Vi looking to finish this off. Ascend has pulled magic out of the hat in these final moments, but the boys in yellow, Na'Vi, the world champions, are looking to jump up those leaderboards. This bush is a scary bush.
Shoot, Mika, you cannot hold it for that long. It is example, and they will come out victorious. But for Ascent in this game,